Good day, my loves. Good day, good day, good day, good day. Good evening, good evening. Let me see what time it is. It is 9:20 on 11:20. Is it 11:23? Oh, wow. It's 11:23. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was the 22nd. And I wrote in my journal today. So I don't know why I thought it was the 22nd. Anywho. Sending you love. This is Spiritually Savage. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are feeling good and feeling great. If you're not in that headspace, then do the best you can, my love, because no one expects you to be perfect. This is definitely a lonely road we travel, okay? Listen, I know. I watched a video and I don't think she expected it to go the way it did, but she had an outpouring of emotions. And all I could do is just sit there and think, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. And so today I just had to send her some like real deep, positive vibes, like, and send a prayer up because I know that emotion, everything she spoke of, and she was like, I don't even think y'all get what I'm saying. And in my head, I'm like, I get everything you're saying, my love. And it was just basically, she just was tired. She was tired of being a chosen one. That's the title that people give, but she was just tired of being kind hearted. She was just tired of being empathetic to everybody else and not feeling understood. At the most, we just want the basic, which is understanding. But if we can't even get understanding, how are we going to get inner and overstanding from other people, right? But I have come to learn that we must first understand ourselves. And she was young. I want to say I may be maybe 10 years her senior. And so, oh no, maybe 20. I don't know, because I don't know how old she is. I don't know. But she's younger than me. I know I got her at least by 10. And so what she's going through, I've been there. And I'm not just talking, because, she's probably been through a lot of rough things in her life. The fact that I resonate on her channel and stuff, right? But I hadn't watched videos in so long. And I picked one, but then I didn't watch it all the way through because I seen her live come on. And she's actually one of the tarot readers that I watched. And I watched her energy shift. Like I watched her, she had already been telling my story, but I watched her energy shift. I watched it. And I watched it with a couple of others as well. But I really, hers was the last one that I watched just shift. And it was like she got something. It was like she understood something about the energy she was picking up. And because she did that, she knew who she was. And I'm like, well, hell, I want that same understanding, right? But my journey is not her journey. So, but I hadn't watched videos in such a long time, right? And so today I decided to watch when I was inspired to watch one. But it wasn't for the one that I clicked on because I had fast forwarded through it already a couple of times, just, and it didn't grab my attention, but I was online long enough for me to catch a live. And when I looked up, I forget how many people, it was 44 watching. And I think it was 22 in the chat room. It was something like that, which had just been a synchronicity that I had just seen, right? So I took that as a sign for me to just like go ahead and watch the video. And I caught that's why I said I don't think she anticipated that raw emotion. But she was also saying, that she doesn't want to be here anymore. She doesn't want to help anymore because people are ungrateful and, you know, don't like. And I had to be like, I had to go like it. I am guilty of it, not because I don't want to give energy. It was just like in the beginning, I was in such a state of fear that I thought everybody could see. It was an irrational fear. It was in my confused, real in the dark illusion time, right? But so I liked it, but I do have to be more cognizant of, even though I am unable, not can't, but I am unable at the time to, do monetary gifts. I can go ahead and at least like. I don't too much comment. Sometimes I do if I catch the live, but since I've been having a lot of freaking electronic issues, it's been a challenge. But anywho, I wasn't even supposed to even go there with this conversation. I'm already 6 minutes in. I had to look like that because it's a glare right here. It's a glare. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's better. My cameraman is awesome. I like it better right there. Yeah. Okay, so anywho, I came on here to actually talk about not watching tarot. And because I was sitting here and I was studying, um, and I was sitting here laughing because I haven't watched tarot in a minute. And for a long time, that's all I watched. I would watch a movie here and there, but I watched tarot, right? And I was cracking up because, do y'all remember in that movie, um, oh, I have a hard time with titles of movies, but I can describe it to you, so hopefully y'all can pick it up. Um, do y'all remember? Comment below if you remember this. Do y'all remember the movie with Chris Tucker? It was Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker. And he was like, ladies and gentlemen. I can't think of the name of the movie. And it had Mila, I can't think of her last name. Chick from the Inside Out Dogs. Y'all know that movie, that show, that the Beehive. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that movie with, and then it also had, what's his name, Bruce Willis, and he had to save the planet. And y'all remember Chris Tucker used to wear that, like, what was on top of his head? Looked like a little puff, long puff thing. And he had a little shirt showing, and he was like, ladies and gentlemen, and I was laughing to myself because he popped in my head all of a sudden, and I don't even know what I was thinking about prior to that. But he popped in my head all of a sudden, like, ladies and gentlemen. And instantly I thought about Tarot World. Now, up until recently, it was, but it started to get messy. And with everything, there's no judgment, but it started to get messy with everything in life, when there's human people touching it and you have emotions and things like that, right? And so, but that was so funny that that's who I thought of as it relates to Tarot World, because I haven't watched it in a long time. And that's probably why I clicked off the first one, which it just dawned on me now. Thank you. Because it was talking about old stuff. The first one that I clicked on, was talking about old stuff, was talking about, people trying to come at me. And, at this point, whoever come on. Yeah, like literally. Not figuratively, I'm talking about really, like in reality, in 3D. No subliminals, no showing up in my dreams, none of that stuff. Just come on, good or bad. Because to me, I'm going to learn the lesson either way, so I win. I win either way. The experience may not be so pleasant, or the experience may be over top, over the wall. Just what? You know? Either way, I win because I learn from it. Point blank, period. That's what I'm here to do, right? But I thought that was so funny that that popped into my head as a likeness to Tarot World. And I love Tarot World. You know what? I'd rather watch tarot readings than to even watch TV shows. Spirit World is lit. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all really don't. Unless you got, unless you know how to listen. Spirit World is lit. Spirit World is better than real life, really. It really is. Which is why I spent so much time in my head, because I rather. So that's why I said I get where she was at. I get where I get where she's at. Those emotions are raw. And I'm just glad she felt comfortable enough to allow them to be. We have to allow our emotions to be. We can't let them control us, meaning dictate our behavior. And I just seen a good example from Mr. Ellis and the Ellis family with his son. I think it was Cairo. I think so. May have been. I'm not quite sure. I think so though. I'm almost like 98.5, almost 99% positive. But he was like dealing with his emotions. He's an emotional kid, and the way he dealt with it was great. It was really great. It was so great. And I was like, wow, that was the type of teaching that I definitely know my brother and I needed growing up. This is no judgment. This is an observation, because we were very emotional kids. And then coming out of a tragedy, which was traumatic, which was the murder of my dad, of our dad, we became even more emotional. But in the time and age that we grew up in, and in the environment and the culture we grew up in, it was fight or flight, literally. And 9 times out of 10, we were taught to fight. And with us not being able to express our emotions, it came out in physical altercations. It did. Because we weren't allowed to at home. There was no time for that. It was no time. Life had to keep moving, which I get. But you also must carve space out for emotions. Because when that brick wall come, honey, and if you watching my channel now, and I just went deep into that and was talking about what I said in the beginning, then you are in a space that I was in as well, and where that young lady is in. I get that space. I get that space. She just was like, she's not a quitter. She's a warrior. She's not going to give up. She's, but she's tired, basically. And she just doesn't want to be there anymore. She's not going to commit suicide. She's not suicidal. That's the part she was like, I don't know if y'all even understand what I'm saying. I got exactly what she's saying. You don't want to end it all, but you want it to end all. You want it. You want that emptiness and loneliness to stop. You just want someone to be able to look at you and understand and overstand and understand who you are. I get it, and it's coming. But what I'm learning now on this journey is that I had to. And to me, she's more intuitive. Like, she's been using her gifts for a while. Mine are a little bit rusty, and I'm just coming into knowledge with them. But she, I am learning at this point in time that I need to know myself more. And that to me is the spiritual side. So, what I would think is that maybe there's a part of her that she needs to know better. She's very smart, very intelligent, and very gifted too. But there may be something that she's missing. And I was thinking that too, because she had mentioned that she doesn't think she'll ever find anyone in this lifetime because her charts dictate that. And it just dawned on me that maybe that's not true. Like, maybe there's a secret passage in her chart that, because we were not meant to be alone here. I never agreed to that, and I never believed that. So even though all the black magic had me thinking I wanted to be by myself, and for a period of time I was speaking those things out in existence and saying I didn't want children, that was black magic. Because from the time I was a kid, I played with Barbie dolls and talked about having a family, wanting to get married and have kids. When I graduated from high school, and even in high school, I was still talking about having 5 children and getting married. And then all of a sudden things switched up. My late 20s, I started talking about how I didn't want children. And that was a lie, because when I got pregnant, oh my God, I was so excited. I was super excited. Came to Georgia, visited my great niece for her birthday, and I lost the baby here in Atlanta. This one I lived in Texas. So I was super excited, and I knew before then that I still wanted to have a family. I think my biological clock didn't tick, and that was because there was a cloud covering it. There was a veil blocking it out. It didn't tick until like my late 30s, and by then I was like in the middle of just crisis after crisis. It seemed like tower after tower, trauma after trauma. And it was just like, how is this possible? And I went to a fertility clinic, and I had never done none of that stuff. Because for the majority of my 20s, I was like, I don't want no children. But that wasn't true. If I'd have known, my behavior switched up that quick. It was gradual. But I still recall what I said and the timeline and when I said it. When I started saying, because I wasn't saying it. I had hope in all kinds of things. This was like my late 20s when I started saying it. Yeah. Because 25, I had just bought my house, building it from the ground up, was in love for the first time in like 3, 4 some odd years. And he was older as always. And it was going great. And he listened and bought me impromptu gifts, you know. But he listened. And that's why I said it was impromptu. And it was the little things that showed he listened. Yeah, so. But the whole reason why I came on here 19 minutes in was because I thought about the whole movie. Oh, what was it? It was Mila, Bruce Willis, and Chris Tucker. The Fifth Element. Thank you. It was The Fifth Element was the name of the movie. That was such a good movie. It really was. It was such a good movie. All right, my love. So I'm finna end this and get back to studying. I hope you are well. I really do. This journey is not for the punks. It's not for the weak, because it is literally a soul journey. And this whole time, up until like 40 or so, probably sooner than that, but consciously knowing and accepting that I'm by myself. I thought I had like an army of family and friends behind me, but that was an illusion because I wasn't tuned into who they were and what they were doing and the roles that they played in my life or lack thereof. So it's like now that I have my mind back and I have clarity, it's like I see things and people with new eyes, and none of the things that I thought mattered back then matter when I am looking at a potential mate or potential friendship, because I still desire those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of this human experience. We are supposed to desire those things. It doesn't make us weak, it actually strengthens us. But we have to find the right ones. That's all. And that is part of the journey. That is part of learning the lesson. You have to find the right ones. You have to find, not saying that everyone who disappoints you is not the right one, but if history continuously repeats itself over a long span of time, then you may need to take it at face value. And at this point, like, there are certain things that I just don't, there's no second chances. Well, sometimes I may not be a first one depending on what vibe I pick up on you. Pretty much. Like, I'm not playing with people, especially new people. Like, I have a tolerance for the people that I grew up with and I love. But new people coming in, like, no means no. And if I say no energetically, I'm saying no, period. Like, no. If I pick up on any bad vibes, it's a wrap. And I will never be rude about it. I'll never be rude about it. I will be stern and direct and clear and concise. I don't want to be rude about it. Now, don't get out of line, though. I'm still from YO. But I have learned to temper my temperament. But everybody got a button. Everybody got a button. Everybody walking this planet, crawling on this planet, rolling on this planet. Everybody has a button. And not just human species, animal species too, and bug species, insect species, yeah, everybody. But specifically, yeah, people have buttons. Everybody. Now, it just depends on how many pushes it takes for you to reach them to that level, okay? Some people you push one time and it's like bam. Some people you push 3 times, it's like bam. Some people you got pushed 20 times, you be like bam, and think about the sound of someone ringing your doorbell, right? If you in the middle of something, you ring that doorbell one and you start a person, it's like, who the hell ringing my doorbell? They ain't expecting nobody. That's what you get when you come late at night. Some people be like, but that third time, it's like, what the fuck you want, right? Okay. But then you got some people who are patient because they think the Jehovah's Witnesses are outside. They don't want to answer the door. Oh, why did that example come? No disrespect, but y'all know y'all got a reputation. I don't ignore you guys. I answer the door. Welcome to my channel. I answered the door because I like to have conversations. And I read the Bible and I have an opinion and I like to get information from people too. Maybe they give me a perspective that I didn't even know about. Anywho, but yeah. But I love this me. This me is like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? What your name is? I can say it in two different dialects. I can say it different ways too. Let me stop being crazy. Anywho, my loves, it's 25 minutes in. Oh, I do hope you are well though. I hope I made you smile though, being a little silly, telling a little jokey joke if you made it this far down. Love you guys. Namaste. Ashe Mazel Tov.